beautiful, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. Smell the roses along the way. And that's exactly what Ankur and I did. We've worked, obviously, anybody who's crossing this stage has worked very, very hard in building this business. So did we. But whatever goal we were chasing, we always had fun building the business. When we were going platinum, we were newly married. A lot of innocence, a lot of excitement, a lot of failure, a lot of rejection, no success to show, no big checks, no big GIPs to show, no relatable profiles to show in India, okay? A lot of young single guys, so no PV, very difficult to do PV. A lot of shocks and surprises, we would sponsor a couple, they would be very excited that day and make promises that we will be in life together forever, and the next day we would see a minus 47 PV. Didn't know what happened overnight. It was success out of hard work and innocence, but with no regrets. Life was awesome when we were going Emerald. Our Emerald ship came up in Andhra, and I don't know the language, but we would go from home to home, travel every single weekend, enjoy a different cuisine, and do appointments in a language where I don't know what I was speaking, they didn't know what I was speaking, but they bought anyways. It was fun. Life was awesome when we were going diamond. We had our son by that time. There were totally different dynamics at home. I had to be more organized, more work. I had to reset my button and, work hard one more time. But no matter what, it was fun. I want to tell you this. Make sure that when you have an overbooked calendar, when you sleep at night, you must have this feeling in the heart. I'm sleeping with a good, tired day. I accomplished so much in my business. At the same time, when you have a cancellation day, don't worry, make it family time, make it fun, because that time is never going to come back. We joined this business because we liked the destination, but let me tell you this, we stayed on, we didn't quit because we enjoyed the journey. Had it not been fun, I don't know if we would have stayed in the business. And you know what? You can't achieve anything in this business alone. People will not want to board your train if they don't see you having fun, okay? So have a good time building the business. I used to have this question in my mind, will this business be worth it? Are we doing the right thing in our life, by building this business? Believe me, I want to tell you today, this business has been the biggest blessing in our life. We lead a very, very different life today. Surely we have the money, we have the time, we have the freedom, but the way we live our life is surely very extraordinary. I'll give you a little peek into it. I love calling ourselves non-conformists. We are proud that we don't do things mindlessly which the rest of the world is doing. There's no TV at home, there's no newspaper at home, there's no negative. It was a new world for us when we came in, but believe me, for our son, for our kids, that's the only way of life they know. Isn't it a beauty? We learned the right things about money. When we got married, I heard a definition of status. Status is when you buy things that you don't need with the money that you don't have to impress people whom you don't like anyways. Believe me, in our generation, that is exactly the trend with money we were seeing. People around us were making a lot of money, but nonetheless, they were broke. Because if they were making X amount of money, they were spending X plus one. They were buying things on EMI, which their budget didn't allow. Everybody wanted a bigger car, bigger than what their budget could allow. Everybody wanted to take a vacation, and especially on honeymoons, go abroad, because that's what the rest of the world was doing. Thankfully, we never got into a financial mess because we had the mentorship of our uplines. Okay, we feel so proud when we see our young organization. A lot of couples start this business with education loans or marriage loans, and believe me, they make money in the business and they use it right, and so they have good bank balances and they are able to support parents. They do the right things with their money. We started giving pocket money to Adi, and believe me, the first lesson he learned about money is 10% saving, 10% giving, and 80% charity. 80% is his. I learned it at 27, he learned it at 7. Our kids are growing up seeing books all around. Let me tell you this, every day I read to Adi, our 1-year-old, we have a 1-year-old, every time I'm reading to Adi, she goes to the bookshelf, she picks out a book, she sits on top of Adi's book, and she wants me to read her book. This wouldn't have happened if I was not in the business and I was not reading. It will give a head start to our kids in their future. I believe it. We use the BRIT principles in our life, in our business, every single day. I'll tell you just 2 examples. We speak positive, our kids speak positive. We set goals, our kids set goals. I told Adi, Papa shows the same plan every day. Mama shows the same demo every day. You have to play your keyboard, the same keyboard every day. You have to keep practicing your chess the same way. That is when you excel at it. That's the best lesson we could have given him live on being persistent, being consistent, and not giving up. Adi writes his journal, and we learn in the business, never compare, right? We don't compare each other. We don't compare anybody to anybody. And I'm not supposed to read his journal, but I read it because I wanted to pick out something, I wanted to see what's running in his mind, and I wanted to pick out something for you, and that is what I read in the last 2 days. We should not cry we should not cry if we don't have what others have. How many adults have that mindset? Tell me. Think about it. We should not cry when, we don't have what others have. I think our marriages are extraordinary because of this business. I used to think being a homemaker is a very thankless job. Nobody appreciates it. Everybody thinks that when everything is going fine in the family, a genie is running it. And the moment something goes wrong, everybody comes crashing at you. But I saw women being respected in this business for all the back-end work they do at home and in this business. I really loved it. I learned a few lessons about home team through the meetings. One thing that is one of my favorites is Kanti always used to say that, he's spoken about it in a couple of meetings, that when I'm Lata's best relative, how come the guests eat in China and I eat in the normal, silverware? I learned my lesson about treating each other world class. That's what we have lived by. And the second one is, kids will grow up and leave your nest. They are here with us only for a few years. After that, they're going to be on their own. I learned to set my priorities right. We've had a great time building this business for the last 10 plus years. This business gives me a reason to be a proud wife every single day. I respect Ankur so much because giving up would have been so easy. Doing what the rest of his friends from IIT and were doing would have been so easy. But he chose to stay steady in this business for our dreams, for our family, and for being the right example for his team. I'm absolutely so proud of him. Here is my biggest blessing and the love of my life, Ankur.
After I worked for 5 years and built this business part-time, almost 5.5 years, and we hit Emerald, and it was very exciting. And I got the hope that, I don't need to go to work for somebody else to be able to run my life. I can replace that income. I cannot lead a luxury lifestyle, but I can replace that income. And I don't need to slog and do 2 things at one time. And that's when I decided to quit my job. This was like many years back. And even today, after so many years, people ask me, are you able to keep yourself busy the whole day? And when they ask that, I don't know what to reply, because it's almost like a necessity that I should keep myself busy the whole day. It's almost a crime not to be busy the whole day. You know what? Have you tried not to be busy for some time? It's very difficult. Try it out. Just remember this. Our body needs nourishment. Our mind needs stimulation, but our soul needs stillness and silence. And that is possible when you're not busy. Try it out. You know what will happen? You'll come back from the office and you'll put the TV on. Before you put the TV off, you'll pick the newspaper up. Before you put the newspaper down, you'll pick the phone up. Before you put the phone down, you'll pick a book up. Before you put the book down, you'll pick the plate up. It is an obsessive, compulsive disorder almost to be busy today. It is almost like we want to be so busy that we don't even get time to think, do we really want to be this busy? Is it really worth it or not? God has given us tremendous number of faculties. There is so much which is inside us, which needs time, which needs to come out. And it cannot come out when your mind is running like a machine, tuck, 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 constantly. Not possible. It's like, this, I'm sure you've heard the story of this baby camel and this mama camel, and this baby camel asked the mama camel, Mama, why do we have these big hooves? And the mother camel says, son, because, we have to run fast in the sand in the desert, and that's why we have these big hooves. And then he asks, why do we have these long legs? And she says, so that if we get stuck in quicksand, we can come out of it when we have long legs. And why do we have these big eyelashes? You know what? When the desert storm blows and the sand blows, it doesn't go into our eyes, it protects us. And that's why we have these big eyelashes. And he says, and why do we have this big hump? Oh, you know what? We have to walk in the desert and there's no water, and we have to walk miles and miles, and we can store a lot of water in this hump. And this baby camel looks at the mother camel with a surprised look and asks, if we have so much for the desert, what the heck are we doing in this zoo? And you know what? I used to ask myself this when I used to go to work every single day. I hope you do too. Because if you don't realize what potential you have inside of you, by the way. You know, this business will take only one quality. It will take persistence and consistency to become successful. That is all it takes. It does not need 1,000 other talents. All it needs is for you to keep on keeping on. That's all it'll take. You know, it's almost like going and visiting the zoo, you know. How many of you have visited a zoo with your kids? Yeah, do you notice the first few cages are always of birds? And there are thousands of them in one cage. You know, when you start this business, you'll meet people like that. You show the plan, and they'll fly away. You won't even find them. That's the kind of people. They join also, but they'll fly away, not to be found again. And you go to the next, walk a little bit more in the zoo, and you find a few cages. Always there are monkeys after that. Same thing will happen if you show the plan. No, products are very costly. I can't do it. I don't know people. I can't convince people. I don't have the time. My mom is saying no, my dad is saying no, my friend is saying no. You'll find all those people, but you'll have to walk further. And you'll find the jackals and the hyenas. You'll find 7, 8 of them in each cage. The guy will say, yeah, I will do it. I'm fired up. I'm excited. By the time you reach home, he's negative about it. He can't stay good for his word. Right? And then you have to walk a little further. And you find the bear and the elephant. 2 of them, 3 of them. And that's the kind of prospects you'll find here too. You will show the plan and they're ready to crush you, you know. They'll almost like kill you for showing the plan. That's going to happen to you too. Happen to us. But you have to walk to the end of the zoo. And what do you find? You find something which doesn't look like a cage. It's a big area with a big trench. And there in the center you have to look really hard and you see the lion sitting. And that's how you will find your leaders. You will find them, guys. We found them. We found 6 legs. We found 6 of our lions. But you will have to keep the faith. You will have to keep the faith. The definition of faith is belief in things unseen. That is faith. You know, Shivram Kumar made his first talk and named it Walk Like a Child. You will need childlike faith in your heart to be able to do this business because you won't see the results. For a long time, you won't see anything happening. But you will have to keep on without results. And that is when you will start seeing the results. But remember, there is a difference. There's childlike faith, there's a difference. You can be childish and you can be childlike. There's a big difference. They're not the same thing. Childish and childlike. You know what is childish? Childish is, I won't work hard, I won't do contacting, I won't show the plan, I won't make calls, I won't do the demos, but I expect to go diamond. That is childish. You know what is childlike? Childlike is, I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how many people I have to talk to. I'm going to keep on and on and on and on till I go diamond. You know what is childish? Childish. Childish is thinking about this friend and this cousin and saying, unless this guy gets convinced, I'm not successful. And you know what is childlike? Childlike is, I don't care. Some will, some won't. So what? Somewhere 6 will. If not this guy, then that guy. If not that guy, then that guy. If not that guy, then that guy. That is childlike. Childish is going 30 kilometers to show the plan, and you reach there and you find the door locked, guy doesn't pick up his call, hasn't left a message, and you're like, you wasted 3 hours traveling one way, and you decide, man, I will never go 30 kilometers to show a plan again. That is childish. And you know what is childlike? Childlike is saying, it doesn't matter. Who gives the heck about it? We're going to go back. On the way, we're going to eat a pizza, a burger, watch a movie, have fun, listen to music, and we'll show another plan, another day. It's another day tomorrow. That is childlike. You know what? I have a 1-year-old, right? 1-year-old Avni. When she wants to go somewhere, you stand in front of her. You cannot block her. She'll go this way. You stand there, she'll go this way. You stand, she'll go from here. If you don't do that, she'll start crying. You still don't let her go, she'll start yelling. If you still don't let her go, she'll start, she'll do that to you. That is childlike. Childlike means doesn't matter what obstructions come in the way, we will go where we want to go. That is childlike. You know what childish is? Childish is some of you, even till now, are trying to SMS and call the prospect in the downline who didn't come in the function. Still trying to get him to the function. Man, I wish that guy came. I wish that guy came. I wish that guy came. Our son Adi, we left him at my parents' place in Indore for 15 days. And we expected him to miss us, but he didn't. He didn't even give us a call for 15 days. And we were really sad, And then after 15 days, he came back. And now my mom and dad expected him to remember them and call them, but he didn't call them either. When he was there, he was there. When he was here, he was here. He didn't care about the rest of the world. Do not worry about who's here and who's not here. You are here, and that's important. The only thing I would like you to take back is the awe and the wonder of this stage, of this FED stage. Just capture it in your heart and take it back home with you. Work on it, and you will be a diamond one day. That's a promise to you. I promise you that. If you have to pray to God tonight, only pray for one thing. Pray to God to give you childlike innocence so that you can keep on and on and on and on and reach the top of this business. Thank you. Go Diamond and have a great evening.